At that time Jesus said, Truly, truly, I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs in by another way, that man is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the gatekeeper opens. The sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. Stranger they will not follow, for they will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. This figure Jesus used with them, but they did not understand what he was saying to them. So Jesus again said to them, Truly, truly, I say to you, I am the door of the sheep. All who came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not heed them. I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. The Gospel of the Lord. Today we celebrate the fourth Sunday of Easter. It is also known as the Vocation Sunday or the Good Shepherd Sunday. The Gospel of St. John chapter 10 addresses Christ as the Good Shepherd. And Christ is described as Good Shepherd, different from other leaders who existed before him, who did not have concern for the flock that they were leading. And therefore, Christ today addresses himself in this gospel pericope to the leaders as well as the flock. And therefore, today we must see ourselves being addressed as religious leaders, as civic leaders, and as political leaders. And Christ sets out himself as the best example, as perfect example of being a leader. That is why he calls himself a leader. And he has some 6 qualities that makes his performance as a shepherd become the best, and indeed become something to be emulated for those people who are taking the position of leadership, such that we can talk of servant leadership, or we can talk about being a shepherd but not being masters. The first and foremost is that Christ assures his flock security. Anyone who enters through me will be saved. He also adds that no one will ever steal them from my hand. Christ offers Christians and those who follow him security. There is no other place where you're going to be more secure than at the hands of Jesus Christ. Other people may assure us, and other things may assure us for security, but total security is found in Jesus Christ. And therefore, we are called to subscribe to the sheepfold of Jesus Christ, that we may find perfect security. The other thing is that he leads them to find pasture. He says, such a one will go in and out and will find pasture. Christ is a shepherd who is able to feed and lead his flock to green pastures. He is concerned about what they are eating and what they are drinking. Christ feeds us through his word and sacraments, and therefore it is upon us to make sure that we follow him, so that we are able to get nourished spiritually, because he is concerned about our health, our spiritual health, our spiritual good is his point of concern. The third thing is that he lays down his life for his sheep. He is able to sacrifice. We are celebrating his resurrection. And celebrating his resurrection is after his death that was occasioned by our sin, a death that is characterized by suffering, a death that is characterized by a lot of pain. He did that for our own good. He is able to die for us. He is able to sacrifice for us. Other shepherds will make sure that the sheep die for them. It is the sheep that are sacrificed for the shepherd to survive. But when you subscribe to Jesus, Jesus Christ is sacrificed for the sheep to survive. Are we ready to give in and to accept to be fed by Christ through his words and sacrament? That is a rich fountain where we can find hope, where we can find joy, where we can find fulfillment. He also says that he knows his sheep, and his sheep also know him. My dear people, it is good that we know our master knows us in our weakness, in our strengths, in our shortcomings, in our failures. Christ knows us. We are not making any news to him. He knows us. He knows where we are very, very strong. He knows where we are very weak, and therefore that he is aware, he is conscious of what we need. He is conscious of our needs even before we express to him. That is really a great honor, that we have a master who knows us. When we go before Christ, we don't have to introduce ourselves. You don't have to go to Jesus Christ and you say, I am so and so, I am doing 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Christ knows you. He knows your need. He knows my need. Therefore, he is the best master. He is the best master. Unlike our masters, other masters, we tell them our needs, but they have no concern. They have they have other issues. They also have their own problems. But this our master knows our problems. Why not express ourselves to him? Why not give ourselves free to him? Because he's going to show concern in our needs. The other thing is that he gathers all his sheep. He gathers all his sheep. And here I quote, and the other sheep I have that are not in this fold, and I must lead these too. There are sheep who are just loitering around, who are not careful, who are just moving about. Christ has got great concern for them. These are Christians who have really deserted their faith. They have lost faith. They have lost hope. And now they are just wandering. They don't know where they are. They are lukewarm in faith. Others have completely lost faith. Christ has concern for us, for all of us. He's looking for you. He's looking for me. He's gathering all of us. All what we need is to become that obedient sheep that is able to turn back and follow Christ. And that is what we need, my dear Christians. Are you ready to turn back to God? Are you ready to be found by him? Where are you lost? Why are you in that bush? And Christ is looking for you. Make a decision. Make a firm decision. Make a firm resolution to come back to his fold. Because it is there. It is in his fold, in his sheepfold, that you're going to find some food. And then finally, he says, I am going to give them eternal life. We are not doing this in vain. There is some that we are going to get in return. Finally, when we are in this sheepfold, it is not a waste of time. The sacrifice that we do, the sacrifice that we make is not a waste of time, dear Christians. Don't get weary, don't get tired. At the end of the day, there is eternal. In this passage too, Christ encourages us to learn and know his voice. Christ's voice is so distinct from other voices. The world is full of noise, and many voices are calling on us. Some are calling us to responsibilities, to success, to fame, to riches, and even to the worldly pleasures. But there is a small voice of Jesus Christ that is calling me and you to conversion. We are able to mistake this voice. We are even likely to miss this voice because of the noise that is all over the world. Therefore, we need to accustom our ears to hear the voice of God, just like a child accustoms his ears to hear the voice of the mother. Christ also warns us against false shepherds who don't come through the gate to the sheepfold. Their aim is to steal and destroy. Here Christ refers to the devil and his agents. Let us not give in to their whims. Make Christ your shepherd, you will be safe from false shepherds. Accustom